Okay, so we're ready for to start actually doing some analysis at this point. We've created some dependent variables. We also created some variables that were necessary to do the scatter plots that are coming up in a little bit. So right now let's do some initial look at the data, and the best way to do that is with some crosstabs. Crosstabs are really easy, and it can give you a general first idea of what's going on with your data. Before we get started on that, let's always kind of start these processes by sorting, and that's because sometimes we're going to be doing some, later on we're going to be doing some plots, and the plots will come out in the way that the data is sorted sometimes. So it's always good to start with sorting your data and getting it in a good order. So let's do it this way. Let's start with level X, which is going to put, if we do it descending, that'll put the Supreme Court at the top again. We're going to do circuit X, 0 to 12 is fine. And we're going to make that ascending order. Lexus N, we'll put that over, make that descending order. And then let's do the judge position indicator, J opinion X, and we'll do that in ascending order. So level down, circuit up, citation down, opinion up. Let's run it that way. That creates a new file for us. So let's go ahead and save this right now. Let's save this as, I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to put it and save it as, this is Griswold, so I'll say this will be a Griswold example. Actually, I'll do Griswold crosstab example. So we'll save it there. And we'll be using, one of the things that you're going to turn in is this log file along with your database, and so you need to start understanding how to do that. We're going to do a few things, and we'll edit this in a certain way so that it looks very clean. Let's shut this down, and let's go to do our initial crosstab. So crosstabs are under Analyze. We're going to go under Descriptive Statistics, and then we're going to simply select this crosstabs option. I've already got these values in there, but let me kind of show you where they come from. The things that are going to be in the rows, those are going to be kind of our independent variables. The columns are usually your dependent variables. And so we're going to just start with the very most simplest dependent variable that we have, which is follow, whether the judge followed the landmark or not. And we're going to be interested in, let's just say, executive party. Right? We want to know if Democrats followed it more than Republicans, etc. This is as simple as a crosstab as you can get. We'll click OK, and it'll run, and sure enough, we have Democrats. They distinguished, both of them distinguished more often, 203 versus 85, and ironically enough, it looks like Democrats were less likely to follow, all things being equal, than Republicans. A very interesting concept there, especially with Griswold. Griswold's an interesting case because it's this activist measure, and so we'll see how that plays out. This may be an interesting, maybe kind of a weird landmark in some ways. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We're also interested in maybe that breakdown by level of court, because level of court could affect that. So let's take a look. Let's go Analyze Reports. Descriptive Statistics is the next one. We'll do crosstabs again. Let's do Executive Party, follow, and then let's do by level X. Okay. Here, let's see if any of these look right. Here we have, in general speaking, Democrats more often than Republicans, 23 to 10. That sort of makes sense. U.S. Court of Appeals is about the same size, right? U.S. Supreme Court, Republicans follow more than Democrats. Looks like we may have a little bit of activism going on in some sort of name here. Generally speaking, this matches what we had before. It totals it up, 82-121, 82-121, 42-43. Okay, these are the first things that we're going to look at, and we'll just create small little tables. This will be your initial analysis. Now, one thing that you'll do is sometimes when you're working with this, it'll be problematic. You'll create an error, or you won't do it correct, and your log will be messy. So maybe this one's wrong. Well, what we want to do is we want to just delete that old content. So here, just click this section, go up to the Edit menu, and delete, and it'll take care of it. I always get rid of these little logs too, which tells you kind of what was going on. So go ahead, Edit, Delete. And then let's go back up and transform, let's go analyze, descriptive statistics, crosstabs. We have executive party, follow, level X, run it, and that's good. Really, that's all we're going to do with crosstabs. We're going to use these. Box plots to graphically express a lot of this information. So once we get into that ordinal measure, and once we get into kind of the ordinal ideological points, things along those lines, it's almost better to do it graphically. So that's going to be the next exercise. So this one's simple. Just sort your data. Get your two crosstab plots done, or cross-tabulations analyzed. Also, if you have problems and you have errors, go through, delete them, and get down to these last two things. These are the things that I'm looking for. This one and this one. Okay, good. Be sure to save your product and minimize. You're done.